Okay, so one other thing I want to talk about, when you're value investing, you want projects that give you an incentive to hold. What do I mean by that? So right now, I think the next narrative, which we've kind of covered this several months back, are cash flow positive tokens. Tokens that pay you to hold them. So for example, why Helium has been pretty stable during this crash prior to Friday. Okay, yeah, so looking at it, this is what we posted. This was, I think, on Thursday. During the crash, the 7-day return, sorry, you guys cannot see this. Let me switch my screen here. Give me 1 second. Right, so this was during the crash when everything else was crashing and the music stopped. Polygon 7-day return was 50%. And guess what? Helium's return was minus 0.4%. And guess what? All these other coins are stable coins. So Helium Network and Polygon, prior to the second or third crash on Friday, prior to that, when the market had tanked to like 40, 50%, these projects were still holding their value. And these are two projects that we've been talking about for a long time. Why? Because these have actual fundamentals, great technology, and the market eventually discovered that. That's why they've been on a huge rally. That's why they both did 100x returns, right? Because the reason why Helium is doing so well, the fundamentals are basically immune to a bear market. That might seem crazy, but they are, right? So for example, let me go back. All right, so let's go to Helium. Actually, let's explore Helium, right? And I'll show you why this project, honestly, this is a recession-proof project. During a crash, I'll be surprised if this loses money. Not financial advice, but this is a network, a literal network. They're building a decentralized internet. They began with IoT, and now they're doing a 5G network. Basically, they're building a cell phone network to go after T-Mobile, Verizon. But guess what? We knew about that before because we've done our research. And that the market is just discovering this. But those of you who've been following our channel, we've mentioned that they could build an internet, right? Back in 2019, right? I think I even mentioned this in the video here, right? Back in 2019, right? They began out initially for IoT devices. But I recall when I went to San Francisco to meet the Helium team, when I asked them, hey, could you also do like the actual internet on this? They didn't say no. They're kind of cautious with saying yes. They didn't say yes either, but the hint was this is possible. And lo and behold, it's happening. But those of us who could read the tea leaves, right, who saw the paint on the wall, we got in early, got in at the bottom, and now it's doing well, right? But I want to show why projects like this do well in bear markets. So right now, Helium has 41,000 hotspots. But check this out. And the price is already up 9%. Where do I want to go? Here, let's go to view hotspots. Okay, so this is the network growth for hotspots for Helium. Can we zoom out on this? Okay, so basically, the furthest back it looks like it's going is 2020, right? So less than a year ago, they had 4,000 hotspots. June 6, 2020, right? Now they're at 40. That's 10x growth in less than a year in hotspots. Now, I don't know about you, but do you expect this to crash if in the next 1 year, let's say we have a bear market from now until the next 2 years. But guess what? The growth for their hotspots will not stop. So that means more people will be joining the network despite a crash. So as a result of that, I don't really see how the fundamentals change during a crash. If anything, the fundamentals get better during a crash. Because right now, there are 41,000 hotspots. They've added 13,000 hotspots in the last 30 days, in the last 1 month. Crash or no crash, right? Because as value investors, we're not looking at the price. Yes, we look at the price, or rather the market cap, the valuation, to compare where the market is valuing other projects. But Helium today had 41,000 hotspots. If I told you in the next 1 month, they add 15,000 extra hotspots, even if the market dropped 50%, again, has the value of Helium changed? It hasn't. If anything, it's gotten better. They've added 15,000 hotspots. Now, if anything, Helium expects to add over 200,000 hotspots in the next 6 to 12 months. Right now, hotspots are sold out. People are waiting forever. They're complaining about not getting their hotspots. But as value investors, we factor this in because we're not looking at the price, because the price, those are paper hands. We're people who are trying to get on the island first. Now, if we say, okay, you know what? With 41,000 hotspots, the market is pricing Helium at, where's the price? Give me 1 second here. At $13.23, basically $13 with 41,000 hotspots. If I told you they have 5 times more hotspots arriving in 6 months, do you need to look at the price to know the price is going up? Right? I mean, let's say those, because let's just do stupid, simple math. Right? Let's say they add 5 times more hotspots. Are we looking at a price to go up 5 times? Right, let's say it's $10. We're basically looking at $15. Or if we're looking at, let's just do 13 times 5. We could say Helium could $50 or $65. But guess what? Even if it crashes, if Helium could go back down to $1, if that happens, we're going to back up the Brinks truck and buy everything. Because the market, Mr. Market, for those who read the book, The Intelligent Investor, you don't want to pay attention to the market. Mr. Market, because they'll go wherever the wind blows. You're that person who's there on the island and is building a home there, right? So how can you go where the wind blows if you're building a home, right? So it's like somebody who's just there, who's just seasonal. You aren't just building a home using wood. You're building a home with bricks, concrete, a home that's gonna survive any tornado, any storm, any hurricane, whatever, right? You're building a rock solid foundation, and that's based on your research. And the research is Helium in 2019 launched in North America, in America basically. In 2020, they launched in Europe. Then in 2021, they've launched in Asia. It doesn't take a genius to figure out, bear market or not, China has billions of people. They haven't even launched in India yet. They haven't even launched in South America or Africa or Australia yet, right? So they're launching in Asia, billions of people. They have over 200,000 devices coming out that the market has not factored into its price analysis, in my opinion. So when I look at that, plus people are making money just plugging in their hotspot. Like my hotspot, even with this current crash, is making about $2,500 a month. And the device costs about $400 to buy. You spend $400, and in the first month, if you're in a central area, I'm here in Austin, you've already recouped your investment. Why would you sell? So basically, you buy the device, you recoup your money, plus more in the first month, and there are 5 times more devices about to launch. They've just launched in Asia, and they're announcing 5G, right? So when you have all that research and you understand what's really happening with the project, you huddle through thick and thin, right? So when going back to, because there was a crash here with Polygon. Anyway, if you go back to the video earlier, when I showed how Polygon dropped like 60% in a few days, people like us who have this research, we scoop and we wait for the rebound for it to go past this all-time high and get 100x and more returns. But anyway, going back to cash flow positive tokens. So the projects I'm looking at, besides Helium and Chia Network, are projects that pay you to hold. So one is Liquidity. The reason I like Liquidity, if you go here, right now it's actually at a discount because I got in around $18. It's actually dropped to, sorry, no, not that one. That's the, so the 2 projects I like, Liquidity, LQTY, it's under $10. Now the reason I like this is a project that has value. So how do you determine value? We covered this before, right? We look at where this project is. This is basically a lending and borrowing project, right? When you're doing value investing, you always have to look at similar projects on the market and compare them to what the market is valuing them to where this other project is being valued at. So in this case, we go to CoinGecko and we're looking at all the projects for lending and borrowing coins by market cap, right? And the largest project right now is Aave. Aave is basically $4 billion market cap. MakerDAO, 2.6 billion. Compound, 1.7 billion. And Venus is 280 million. Right? So if we go to Liquidity, Liquidity is 43 million. That's a pretty low market cap. Right? Now, if we go and compare this to a site I like is called DeFi Llama. Right? So if we come here and go to lending, do we have Liquidity here? Where do they categorize this? Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay, so right now, this is looking just purely at protocols. Right, so Liquidity is ranked 15th in terms of TVL. So Liquidity has a TVL of $1.78 billion. MakerDAO is 7.6, right? Sorry, let me just click on this. I'm not sure why they're not putting this under lending. Okay, they have it under minting. Not sure what the heck that is. Here, let's use DeFi Pulse instead for this one. These are two sites I like. DeFi Llama is typically better because they look at all blockchains, not just Ethereum. They look at Solana, Polkadot, and other ecosystems, while DeFi Pulse looks typically just at Ethereum. But basically, I'm looking at the valuations and how widely used they are versus the competition. All right, why is this not loading? I don't think I have my ad block on. Sorry, let's redo that. If you're enjoying the stream, please smash the like button and subscribe. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here we go. We go to lending. Liquidity is ranked number 5 in lending on Ethereum, right? So we have basically 1.8 billion, let's say $2 billion, almost $2 billion locked up in Liquidity, and about $7 billion locked up in Aave. Then look at some other protocols here, and I'm looking at, okay, this is a project that launched about 2 months ago, and it already has almost $2 billion locked up. And comparing this to other projects, okay, that's not what I wanted. Right? Aave has a market cap of 4 billion, and Venus, which is basically the same in terms of TVL, has a market cap of 280. Right? So, apologies, I'm bouncing around here. Right? Venus, yeah, market cap of 280, and they have about the same TVL. So Venus, if anything, is overvalued relative to Liquidity, right? So for me, I'm looking at, okay, Liquidity right now, let's say it's 50 million. I think this could go to at least a 5x relative to where Venus is. Right, so that's one example I would use, right, to say, okay, this is undervalued. But then if we also look at the rest of the market, I said, because Liquidity got its code review score of, I think, 84, so it's slightly below the threshold of 85, but in the past it was 80 until the market crashed. But let's say I think this could come close to these projects, right? So we're looking at this $7 billion locked. We're looking at this as 2 billion, so about $5 billion difference. If I do some paper napkin math, what would that get us? Okay, so let's do 6.86 divided by, let's use the market cap here. So this, let's say this is $4 billion market cap, just to make the math simple, with a $7 billion TVL, right? So we'll just say 1.75 times TVL to valuation. Actually, just do it the other way. Liquidity. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I'm just trying to see how to best do the valuation analysis for this quickly. 7 divided by 4. Yeah, 1.5 market cap. I'll be getting to questions towards the end of this stream. Okay, so liquidity has 1.81 divided by 0.043. So this has a TVL ratio versus market cap of 42, right? So $1.8 billion over $43 million market cap versus Aave 6.86. Right, 6.86 with the market cap of $3.8. 1.8, right? So if we're looking at this, 1.8, what it was, 42 something. So I think, according to this, liquidity is 23 more times undervalued. I'm not sure if that's exactly what I was trying to do, but basically it's undervalued. Long story short, without having to do any calculus here. Because compared to the amount of money flowing into liquidity versus Aave to the valuation, this tells me this is very, very undervalued because it has good code review score, not 85, it's 84. However, versus what the market is valuing other projects, this is undervalued. Plus, they pay you to hold their token, right? It's a cash flow positive token, meaning that when you have their token, you get a share of the fees they earn from borrowing and lending. And I think one of the reasons why this is undervalued is right now they only accept Ethereum as collateral. If they add other assets as collateral, then this could really go up, right? Because I think this can definitely do a 5, but I think definitely a 10x, right? Then let's also look at Alchemix. Same thing, also lending. This one I bought as well. I think this can also do a 10x because I think this also got an 84, I believe. I think this can go to about $2 billion market cap, right? Relative to all these other projects. Actually, what's the TVL on Alchemix? Do we have Alchemix here? So actually, Alchemix has a much lower TVL versus Liquidity. So if anything, Liquidity is actually more undervalued, right? Alchemix has a market cap of 190 million with a lot lower TVL. All right, so actually the move is Liquidity, but I like both projects. I own both. I bought some Alchemix during this crash. I plan to buy more. Right now it's less than 1% of my portfolio, but I'm basically scaling into it. So one thing to do during crashes is you don't just buy the dip but buy everything in one day, right? So for me, my strategy, this could be different for anybody, but for me, my strategy is to buy slowly, right? Because you don't know if, you basically dollar cost averaging in case things keep on crashing. But you basically keep a watch list of projects you like and you buy them when they dip. So for me, I bought this somewhere around here, basically under $200 million market cap to make it less than 1%, let's say 1% of my portfolio. And let's say my target is to make it at most 5%. So during each large crash, I'll buy some more and basically accumulate. Right? I'm basically accumulating this because it's a project of value. Now, what fundamentals make me bullish on this in terms of value? So, if you watched our video on TMTV, I did a deep dive on Alchemix, but basically the Cliff Notes version is, right now, you can only leverage DAI as collateral. But this month, based on their blog post and their interviews have done, they plan to add Ethereum as collateral. So I think that changes the fundamentals. Then they also plan to add wrapped Bitcoin as collateral in the future. Plus, they plan to, using governance and their DAO, to turn their token into a cash flow positive token, meaning that the fees the protocol earns from lending and borrowing, from users that use it for lending and borrowing, will be paid out to the token holders at stake. So you have an incentive to hold because you're earning a fee. So as the TVL goes up, right? As the TVL goes up, you're earning money. So I love tokens that pay me to hold. CliffNotes version, find great projects that will bounce back in a crash, go to a new all-time high, that pay you to hold them during a crash, right? Whether it's mining with the Helium or Chia network, whether it's Alchemix when they add those rewards, or whether it's Liquidity, right? Plus, they also give you API for staking as well. So, what other projects do I like? Yes, I do like ALCX, not financial advice. Okay, I've been talking a lot. Let me get to some questions here. Hey, good morning, Parag. How are you? If you're not following me on IG, definitely check me out. Diary of a Made Man is my Instagram. I'm probably the most active on Instagram out of all different platforms. Then on YouTube, hey, what's up? Chia? Yes, Chia Network. This is CIA. There's been lots of rumors around this. There was a blog post on CoinDesk saying they had launched Chia mining in China, but then they took it down. But I think that's definitely needed. But Chia is on my watch list of projects to buy. Right now, I think as it keeps on dipping, because this is a project I will hodl, right? And plus I'm farming this. For those who want to see here, right? I have a deep dive on this as well on TMTV. I'm still in the process of adding plots. I'm actually plotting right now as we do this live stream. Right? Looks like this plot is almost done here. But I mean, projects that pay you during crashes are great. That's how you come out on top, right? Because same thing with Matic. I was staking Matic, earning 22% APY for over a year before it took off and rallied, right? So when it rallies, then those gains multiply even more, right? So when it does 100x, those gains from that 22%, they also 100x, right? So projects like that, they do very, very well.
Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com.